If my browser tabs were a garden, I would meet a full-time landscaper. I start the day with one calm window open, and by the evening, it looks like digital confetti. 50 ideas all blooming at once, all begging to be remembered. If you've ever ended your day drowning in browser tabs, then this episode is for you. Welcome to Automating Your Business with AI. I'm Sandy England from Surge Foundry.
In our last episode, we talked about finding the friction, those small repetitive moments that quietly drain our energy. Today, we're going to take one of those friction points, the browser tab explosion, and learn how to map it clearly, step by step, using AI. Each tab seems harmless, but together, they create constant mental static. We confuse discovery with productivity, and our attention gets trapped in open loops. Today, we're going to build a simple blueprint, a mind map that helps us identify which tasks are one-time setups, which ones are repetitive and could be automated, and which require our creative judgment or input. Once that's done, we're going to be ready to turn the green automation steps into real workflows in our next episode. We'll be using a few tools today, which I've highlighted in yellow. Comet, which is a browser made by Perplexity, is going to help us structure our ideas in plain text. And then we've got Xmind, or specifically Shin, its AI feature, is going to help us visualize those ideas into a color-coded mind map. In a future episode, we're going to bring the results from that mind mapping exercise into a program called Miro to help design a process flow. And eventually, we're going to use tools like Make or Bardeen to automate the repeatable step. All of these tools have free plans. You don't need a paid account to follow along. All right, so the first thing we're going to be doing as we go through the guide, we're going to be scrolling to the section in the guide called Step by Step using Xmind to build a tab tamer mind map. And if you go to step 0, preparing the outline in Comet or LLM of choice, we're going to be using a browser called Comet, which is made by Perplexity, as our large language model. You could use ChatGPT or Claude or any other LLM of choice. I'm going to be using Comet today to demonstrate how it works. Before we go into the Xmind to do our mind map, we're going to be copying and pasting this entire prompt here in the guide. We're going to pull that over into Comet. All right, so we've got Comet, the browser, open. And the first thing we're going to do is paste that entire prompt, which we just copied from the guide. We're going to paste it right into the chat window, right here into Comet's chat window. Now, this advanced prompt it's going to define the role, the objective, the context, output requirements, as well as constraints. We're going to be asking the LLM to divide the workflow into 3 main phases, including capture, organize, and reflect. For each phase, we're going to list 3 to 5 discrete action verb tasks, and we're going to tag every task with an emoji and a letter code. All right, let's hit go. Once Comet finishes, we're going to copy its response, and we're going to bring it over into Xmind. So let's just quickly look through it. And we're just basically going to take this whole section here. It's organized it into capture, organize, and reflect. And we're going to copy this over, just copy, and we're going to bring it over to Xmind next. All right, now that we've opened Xmind, we're going to start a new mind map, and we're going to click on this button called Create with AI. And a window is going to pop up, and all you got to do is paste in what you got from Comet or from your ChatGPT or Claude session and paste it in here. And let's just take a look at the settings. We've got mind map selected. Yep, that's what we want. And we're going to let it think. Okay, so one of the features of Xmind is that you can turn some of these items into Gantt chart objects. So what I'm going to do is take the one-time setup implementation type tasks and turn them into Gantt chart items. All right, we're going to click on Auto. And that is going to automatically generate Gantt chart items. Now we're going to skip this one. We're going to leave it as a mind map object. All right, let's go to the next one. Organize. Create a Notion database template. Let's turn that into a Gantt chart item because that is a one-time implementation task. So we'll hit Gantt chart. It's creating tasks and assigning it to me. And I'll show you why we're doing this in a second. Everything else looks like a repetitive or a manual intervention task, so I'm going to leave them alone. Yep, here we go. And that creates a Gantt chart view. So it's taken the one-time implementation tasks and created a project structure. You can see it's all sequential, so you can also do parallel tasks. You can rearrange, you can reassign the dates. It has generated a sequential Gantt chart, which is great. Okay, so one of the things I think would probably be good for us to do here is go in and do a little bit of cleanup. I want to make sure that every task that we want to automate has a tool assigned and has an outcome. So if we look at the green tasks first, so saving all tabs at the end of the day using Save All Tabs feature. It's identified that we're going to use Raindrop for that, and it's going to quickly capture every open tab URL for batch processing, but it doesn't really specify the outcome. So I'm going to right-click on this tab, and I'm going to hit Grow Ideas on Demand. And then here I'm going to write, for this task, generate the clear outcome statement that describes what success looks like when this task is fully automated. Use one short sentence starting with a verb. All right, now I'm going to copy this so I can use it over and over again. Let's click generate and see what happens. Here we go. Brilliant. All right, so we're going to take this green task, which is a repetitive task that we want to automate. And we're going to take row ideas, we're going to do on demand. We're going to paste in what we did before. And now it's going to create outcomes for us. Okay, now let's go over here and look for more green tasks. There's one. Auto-categorize links. We're going to look at sorting the links into theme Notion pages. Let's create outcomes. I'll be reviewing this more carefully before I actually import it into Miro. And then finally, keep all data unified and up to date. Let's grow that idea by asking for outcomes. All right, good. We had outcomes there, and looks like there's another green task right here. Summarize learnings or insights. Grow it on demand, ask for an outcome. Super. Looks good. We have a full structure here. You can see it in all of its glory. What we've done is we've created a full mind map. Some of the objects we have turned into Gantt chart objects, and that will help us with the one-time implementation tasks. And then the other tasks that are repetitive and recurring, we're going to be automating those. we're going to be sending those over into a software called Miro, where we can create a process map. And then we have the blue tasks, which are those tasks that require a human intervention or a human review or human creativity and input. If we make an assumption here that we are complete, that we've finished the mind map at this point, and the next step is to export it. And I recommend choosing OPML for easy import into Miro. Here is what the OPML file looks like in case you're curious. It is literally like an XML document. It basically is just rendered everything into a text format for easy instructions for Miro to import.
So there you have it.
This simple map turned chaos into clarity, or it will once we're done with the whole exercise. We have a couple more steps to go through, which we'll take you through in future episodes. But in today's episode, what we've done is we've created a mind map using a tool called Xmind. You have the option of using the free plan for that. I have opted to upgrade to a higher tier because I'm going to use it on a regular basis. But what we've done here is we've taken a problem that we want to solve, which is too many browser tabs open at the end of the day, and turned it into a visible, structured mind map that is ready for automation. So in our next episode, we're going to be taking this mind map and moving it into Miro. We're going to turn ideas into a process flow, which connects triggers, actions, and outputs. By the end, you're going to have your first process map that is taking the green tasks, the tasks that we've identified as repetitive or recurring, and turned it into what we call a process map. So remember, automation isn't about necessarily doing less. It's about creating more space for what really matters. When we build with heart and automate with intention, we make our work feel human again. So I encourage you all, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit subscribe below. Leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you have any suggestions for future episodes. I really appreciate your support, and thanks for following me. And that's it. I'll see you in a future episode where we're going to be turning our mind map into motion using a software product called Miro. Building with heart, automating with intention. I'm Sandy from Search Foundry. Have a beautiful day.